Well, hello, beautiful rays of light. I am Nikei S Salas, spiritual guide, well-being educator, and life teacher. This channel is about finding more ways to exist. We want to thrive, y'all. We want to live better, right? And that is feeding our emotions, having better emotions, better control of our emotions so we can have better mental health, better physical health, and the spirit just loves all of that, right? Because it's synchronicity, right? That beautiful harmony, that beautiful conversation going within yourself, that beautiful relationship within yourself, right? So I want to get right to it. I want to talk to you about a very personal subject, but I also want to talk about this because I have had um, quite a few interesting conversations with others that are going through this. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about menopause, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Ooh, who else raising their hand? Whether pre-menopause, menopause, post-menopause, who else can relate? Well, I have come to this season, this stage in life recently. I want to say within the last 2 years. And what is called the change, right? But I don't like to call it the change, right? We could give it a better word or better term, a better meaning, a better phrase. It deserves that, right? Because it is a new chapter in a woman's life that is different, very different from previous chapters, and that's okay. Because again, when we learn how to be okay with more things in our life, we release, we relax, we exhale, we breathe better, right? And we allow ourselves to have peace of mind, right? And when we have peace of mind, we again, even with that, that is bringing harmony within. Making peace with stuff is a life changer. And that's exactly what I did. So again, I have been going through premenopause for the last couple of years. And again, the reason why I am choosing to share this with you all is because of conversations I have had with other women in the stage of premenopause, menopause, and postmenopause because I wanted to know their stories. I always love to hear somebody's own story. And it is not to say that my story has to be the same or their story or life has to be the same as mine, but it's good to hear what other people, what other women are going through with this. And it is a lesson. They have been lessons for me and how I choose to deal with it. So, like I said earlier, menopause is termed the change, but I like to call it the welcoming, the shift, the happy shift. Why do I call it that? Well, because I do not choose to call it something that's demeaning. Because women, we go through enough, right? We go through enough um, things in life, period. Not only this change, but different kind of changes. Whether you have been or still are a girlfriend, a mother, a wife, some type of caregiver, which many women are, as well as men, but I'm speaking to women, right? Predominantly, women have been mothers, wives, girlfriends, and other roles. And my generation and before me have been taught to be the main caregivers. And even when it comes to um, hmm, being a provider, right? Again, seasoned women, where you at? Middle-aged women. And let me know if this relates with you. Have you been or seen women in your life not only be the caregiver, but be the provider as well? Hello. That has been me too. Um, and that goes with the change, or what's called the change, or again, what I'm calling it the welcoming, the happy shift. And in previous chapters of my life, this journey in this physical form, right? Because that is ever changing. I have been a mother 3 times over, 3 beautiful sons, and two of them are twins, right? And one is a single. And I say right because I have to even remind myself of these things that I have went through in my life. And I'm so grateful for them. So I have had three sons, and raised them mostly by myself. Have been a single young mother, and again there was chapters before, part of me before, and with this new welcoming, this happy shift, because I am changing or shifting inside in this cycling and the outside, it's even shifting how I am as a wife, as a mother, right? So again, the reason why I choose to call it the welcoming is because I don't want to deem it as something bad. Because why imprint that on your head and then we walk around thinking of it, cycling that out, in and out, in and out. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, the change, instead of welcoming the change, allowing the change, and saying it's okay, so we learn how to deal with it better. So some of the symptoms or the signs, which is different in different women, right? Some of the signs that's in premenopause is a missed menstrual cycle, start getting the hot flashes, the night sweats. Some women may experience anxiety and depression, a change in emotions, right? But for me, the only two that I have experienced or been experiencing is missed menstrual cycles and the hot flashes. And I laugh because when I feel it coming on, I'm just like, okay, so what do I need to do to shift this, to bring my body temperature down, to allow it, this happy shift. I keep saying to myself, this is a happy shift. It's a happy shift. It's a happy shift. So how can I be in receiving mode of this change of life, which is happening no matter what, because we can't control everything, right? We're not meant to control 100% of our life. Much of it we can control, but things like this is not to say out of our control, but it's less controlled, I should say. So what do? Well, I have learned when these flashes come, some may even call them private summers, I make a shift in what I'm doing. So if I'm feeling real hot, I do something to bring my temperature down. Whether it's drinking cold or cool water, or preferably I love lemon and water. It's good for digestion and, different things like that. But also just allowing myself to be calm and reminding me that I need to be calm more throughout the day, each day, to even alleviate the symptoms or that hot flash, right? And another thing that I do is I love to meditate now. I love to just randomly take a deep breath. And it shouldn't be random because we're supposed to be breathing like this more often, but even more so just taking a pause and exhale. I check myself after I give myself a few minutes or so to see if the symptom, the flash, has subsided, and just allow myself to just sit for a second, just more than a second, about a few minutes or so. But also in this, you guys, and I laugh because it's, again, the happy shift or the welcoming is welcoming in, again, that new chapter of us, that new phase of ourselves. And because of the premenopause, it has reminded me of me being okay with taking in things, allowing different kind of situations, activities that's more common to me. because that helps regulates, the body temperature, help regulate the emotions, right? Because a lot of times these different symptoms come on because of how we feel in emotionally. So I'm at a stage, I am at in this happy shift, this chapter in my life, where you will see me reading more often. You will see me meditating more often. You will see me sitting in silence more often. Going outside for a walk. I love to walk. I love to walk. I love to walk. That's another way that I help alleviate that symptom. And the importance of rest. There was a time in my 20s, and I want to say, into my 30s, where I used to be that person that used to be like, oh, I sleep later, later, and just thought I was supposed to just been spinning my wheels all the time. And that's because I didn't know the importance of rest. I didn't know how important it was, even at this before stage, because I'm still young, right? I choose not to say such and such years old. I choose to say such and such years young, because young and old is how we feel about ourselves, and that is defined differently, and you should be able to define how you are in your age and how you feel in your age. But again, earlier on, 20s and 30s, I didn't sleep a lot because I was like, oh, I got all this energy, I can't do it, so I should do it. But I have learned, I have came to understand that just because you can do something don't mean you should, and doesn't mean it's the best thing for you. So again, because of this happy shift in my life, the welcoming, the activities sometimes I sit within myself, and I just chuckle to the things that I thought was okay and normal back then, and things change even with that, right? But me and sleep we're best friends now. And I love to make sure that I'm getting adequate rest for me. And that might be different. For one person, it might be 6 to 8 hours. Another person, 8 to 10, 10 to 12. And let me tell you about sleep. And this is one of the things I ask my clients when we're going through learning of them. In the reveal call of what I offer now. And I'm thinking about bringing about the personal guidance, but I'm unsure. But at this moment, it's the reveal call. I ask them how they're sleeping and different, series of questions, because that lets me know, why they might feel out of rhythm, why they are feeling blockages. And when we are not receiving adequate rest, that does cause different kind of things to shift in our body, right? And when it comes to rest, one person needing 6 to 8 hours may be because they are not doing strenuous activities or have a type of work that causes a lot of mental and physical stress, where someone else may need more sleep, more rest, because there's a difference between sleep and rest, right? They need more rest because they have strenuous activities going on, especially consistently, if it's consistent day to day, and they have a very stressful job. So with me, that's another thing I have allowed into the happy shift. I take on, and I choose to take on, what's the best for me. Things I would have just said yes to 20-some years ago, just because it was offered to me. In this welcoming, in this new season, in this new chapter of my life, say no, that's not good. And then go off a list of reasons why for me it may not be good. Well, because if it's going to cause stress, it's going to be too strenuous. That means I'm going to need more sleep. That means, these different things I will have to, schedule or reschedule throughout my life. And the better I am, and the best I can be for myself, I can be better for other people. And that also changes of how I care for others, because we all really caregivers. Earlier I said about women being caregivers. We all care in different ways, whether you're helping somebody across the street or You're helping to take that shopping cart back to the place that's allocated for it, which I love to do, just to help out those people from time to time that don't have to, go all over the parking lot looking for carts. Or if you're taking care of a loved one, in your home or in their home. We all taking care of people, but the best way we care for ourselves is when, or care for others, is when we better care for ourselves. Because we give and we are able to cycle out that which we are, right? But this has to be done in a way that we are making sure that we are okay as much as possible. If you can reach towards 100%, I think we should all reach for 100%, right? You driving a car, you got some ways to go. Be best if that tank is filled up, right? Instead of, you don't want to be iffy if it's on a half a tank or, a quarter of a tank, right? But when you know that you're full, that you know that you can rest even in that. So again, I say, welcome in a new shift in your life. Beautiful women out there, welcome that happy shift. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to take in this new stage in life, because often I believe women, this includes me, what I used to think, that again, like I said, in my 20s and my 30s, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this, supposed to run, spin my wheels and just keep going like the Energizer Bunny. Who remembers Energizer Bunny? I know that commercial has been gone, but I still remember that. That's been on my mind lately. But we're not Energizer Bunny, right? We're human beings. And again, the way that we care for ourselves, right, women, it's different amongst each other, and it's definitely different from our counterparts, which is men. So just because, like, say for example, you are on a job where you see someone, you're witnessing someone, doing a certain thing, and they are working, I don't know, I'm just giving an example, 12 hours, no sleep, no food. That might be okay with them, but damage too long like that, not getting adequate rest, not getting enough nourishment, it starts to wear on the body, right? But especially so when we are in this stage of life, we have to really take a step back and say, okay, and ask ourselves, what's best for me? What's best for me? I am witnessing this with this person doing this person doing that, but should I be doing that? Again, the happy shift. Is this going to not only be happy for me or bring happiness to me, is this for my well-being? Because that's what this channel is about, right? The different things that we go through, and that includes premenopause, to help us be better, to help us be well, right? And that's step by step. It's not about, going from one step to another step immediately. It takes time, but it takes consistency. It takes patience. And that's another thing that I believe that women, we should welcome in this stage of life. Being patient with ourselves. We deserve that, right? We done been on this earth for a while, and I know with me, I am knocking on the door at 50. So when I think back, I'm like, wow, I've been through this, I've been through that, and I made it through. So, menopause, hey, I'm actually not scared of it. I'm not. I'm just like, okay, what are you here to teach me? Because it's really, that's what it boils down to, it being another life lesson. Everything is a life lesson. If you choose to see it that way, if you welcome it, and you allow yourself to shift and transition into the new stage of life. Yeah. So that's all I have for you all today. Thank you for sharing this time and this space with me. Again, I am Nikei S Salas. If you are receiving, are you relating, you loving, you liking the videos and the inspiration of life lessons and so forth, feel so free to send me a message, leave me some comments, or also feel so free to share and subscribe to be notified of future videos. Okay, until the next time, peace and blessings. Bye bye.